All right, there's only one rule today that you guys get to remember. You can't be a little bit pregnant. It's very important to understand. Either you have the coverage or you don't have the coverage. You're real clear. You can't be a little bit pregnant. A lot of you guys are going to think that, yeah, I can. No, you can't. Trust me. This has been documented. We're up and running. Hard facts of life. If you have an indoor center, my assistant's like this. This is the employee that you end up with. Asleep at his desk, not watching the front, not cleaning anything, driving you bananas when you walk in. This class is going to cause serious mood swings. You're going to be upset, you're going to cuss more than you've ever cussed before, and you're going to call me names that I've never heard before. It'll cause you to drink. Some of you drink heavier than the others. After we get done, that's why I said the Captain and Coke's going to be in the back. You guys all know about waivers. I'm going to ask you guys to sign a waiver. You don't know what it says on it, but everybody signs it anyways. We'll talk a little bit about waivers later on, because waivers, while everybody thinks it's useless, it's a very necessary evil. So we'll talk a little bit about that, what you need to do with them. Zuba. All right, we're going to review some of the claims in the indoor world. We're going to identify what are the causes of those incidents, and then we're going to identify what coverages you need to have and why. All these pictures present potential claims. See if you can identify them. First one up here on top. Father with his 2 kids, innocent in nature, but the kids' legs will catch the side, break their legs. Several claims come in on that. This one right here, multiple kids coming down the slide at the same time, running into each other. They blame you as the operator and owner for allowing that to happen. Kids jumping, coming back down the wrong way. Mom with the little kid on the lap thinking it's cool. You know she got air. Why? Because she jumped off the top. And as soon as she comes back down again, that'll expand a little bit more. She'll go a little higher and the kid goes off the edge. Roughhousing inside a bounce house. Everybody does it. Matter of fact, with our kids, we had, oh my God, 25 years ago when bounce houses first started happening, we had kids, maybe 8 or 9 kids at once, with all the adults in there after we'd been drinking, doing flips, everything you're not supposed to do. It was on a concrete slab, was not tied down. We knocked it over because we all fell against each other when we were doing flips. I mean, anything you can do wrong in an inflatable, we've probably already done it already. It all starts out as fun, but at the end somebody gets hurt and you guys are the ones that get sued. Not securing them, this is basically an outdoor exposure, not your exposure, but the amount of money that was paid out because of these claims is crazy. All right, what's going to ruin your business? 2009, here you got a 14-year-old girl, inflatable ripped when she went down the slide. I can't tell you, I have a guy that works in our building that does inflatable repair. And the crap that he repairs is scary, that you think that people are operating inflatables with these, especially on an indoor. You get more kids through it on an indoor than you would a rental. So the maintenance is a big issue. Texas, 17-year-old boy is left partially paralyzed when he fell back on his neck after a backflip in a bounce house. This is on indoor. This is a claim that we had with one of our customers. Completely innocent. The manufacturer had the blower close to the entrance going in and out. Unfortunately, that's how it was designed, but the claimant fell out of the inflatable, hit the blower in the wall. Claim settled at $50,000. Previous premium was $5,900, went up to $73,000. What the insurance companies look for, folks, is loss ratio. The amount of premium you pay versus the amount of incidents that you have that get paid. This is what happens to your premiums when you guys don't take care of running it correctly. Hot coffee. Seattle's best equipment, not flaky something that you would buy at Walmart maybe. Coffee was too hot. Medical bills $2,300. They demand was $75,000. Attorney said there was scarring. The reserve right now is $50,000. That's what they put aside, saying this is potentially what it's going to have. Her premium right now is about $3,000. It's probably going to be up somewhere around $40,000. This was interesting because the staff person brought the copy, set it up on the table, and walked away. A couple minutes later, lady screams. Says that it was spilled on her by the staff member. One of the people in the party was sitting right next to her. There was no video camera, so we couldn't prove that it was her own family member that knocked the coffee over, because it was about a 3-4 minute lapse between when the person set it down and walked away. But you can't prove that. 3 years old, went down the slide, didn't land correctly. Mental anguish. Looking right now at $250,000. Premium was at $73,000. Going to end up somewhere between $100,000 and $135,000. So she's going to go from $6,000 to about $120,000 because they have $150,000 sitting in reserve right now for that claim. If it's a child, which we're in the child business, you don't stand a chance. So either you take precautions and run your business strict like Hitler, or your premiums do this. Walking and climbing on top of the tubes on soft play. Nobody stopped the child from doing it. No warning signs. Claim settled at $50,000. Premium went from $59.63 to $73,000. And that was hard to find that customer insurance. Bouncy boxing ring. One of the employees got in, decided to get in with it because he knew the kids. Claim closed at $180,000 because the employee was involved. Innocent, innocent. But it's an interactive game that causes issues. So if you have that in your center, you have a potential of having claims. Estimating premium is going to jump up to between $50,000 and $60,000 based off of that. Child's walking into a bouncer, falls backwards on their head. Mother alleges the floors were slick and wet. Child was wearing socks as required by the indoor center. Child was taken to the hospital. Reserves at $25,000. She went from $5,800 to $10,000 premium increase. You ready to drink yet? Adult injured the leg while going down the slide. Go figure. Now she has RSD. $89,000 paid is just for investigation and counsel. That's just what they paid in investigating it with the attorney to review all the lawsuits. Adjuster states RSD is a serious issue, cannot be settled as the amounts of the carrier try to settle is not a number that attorneys will settle with. Claim can be worth $800,000 to $1 million. What the heck is RSD? I'd never heard of it before. I've been doing this 30 years. Swelling, sweating, warmth, coolness, flushing, discolorations, shiny skin, complex regional pain syndrome. Everything has a syndrome. Doctors will put a name on everything. But that's an $850,000 claim because somebody made a mistake. Wet floors. No signage, no cones saying wet floors, no caution. These are all the different events that can trigger RSD. Injury, surgery, heart disease, nerve irritation, drugs. Drugs cause issues, amazing. Here's another one. Expenses paid to date, $93,000. The reserve's at $112,000. Previous premium was $67,000. Our estimates are coming in between $40,000 and $60,000 for this indoor center. Seizures. Adjuster stated 2 kids were with their grandmother for open play. They were the only ones left in the room. Other kids were leaving that room. Employees were also at the location helping kids leave. 2 brothers were on an obstacle course where you're going through a tunnel. After you go through the tunnel on the sides are triangle pieces the kids climb on to get to the top portion of the tunnel. One kid jumped off and fell on the claimant's head. Had a seizure. Had a second seizure months after that. Claimant also, adjuster stated there was arrow signs sewn in the tunnel showing them that they have to climb in and slide out. Attorneys alleging not enough supervision. Lo and behold, the biggest cause of claims. Expenses paid $6,000, reserves at 73. She went from 6,000 to 26,000, and it's not closed. So that will probably go up even more. Couldn't play on the slide, kept doing it, even though he was told. And it was an adult, of course. Adult tried to jump off, broke his leg. No signage staining, no adults on the slide. Insured does not have daily inspection safety checklist that shows that they were operational and everything was okay. Insured also didn't require any parent or child to sign waivers. Premium went from $3,500 to $10,500. Paid out $115,000, folks. He was doing what he wasn't supposed to do. But negligence is easy to prove on you guys because you don't follow the rules all the time, every day, 24/7. You'll falter, you'll let things slide. That's what causes incidents, that's what causes your insurance premiums to go up. Ejected from an obstacle course because the claimant says that the walls were too low. They were jumping, hit the wall. Since it was against the wall, the inflatable was against the wall, she landed on her arm. They're considering it to be a possible product liability because the wall wasn't high enough. But since the insured had similar incidents on the same exact inflatable, negligence is on the insured. You had a couple incidents on the same piece of equipment, similar in nature, you lose. You didn't do anything about it. It's negligence. So all we're talking about is money. So you don't think it's going to happen to you, right? It's only going to happen to the other guy. These are real customers that we have.